When day-old chicks are placed onto a farm, it is normal for them to be curious about their new surroundings. If the correct environmental conditions for the house have been established and a good brooding procedure is in place, the chick should immediately be able to find feed and water. The first 48 hours, but especially the first 24 hours, is a critical time in which the appetite of the chick is being developed. If the chicks are unable to find feed and water during this time, appetite development will be depressed, growth rate and cardiovascular development will become compromised, and skeletal development will be below the desired levels, affecting flock uniformity and production potential. Once chicks have been placed, they should be given 1 to 2 hours to settle and adjust to their new environment. After this, managers should return to the house to check that the chicks have found feed and water, and that environmental conditions are correct. One way to ensure that this is happening is to check for crop fill. It is important to remember that chicks should always be handled carefully and gently, and that animal welfare is a constant priority. Using a catching frame, pen up a sample of 30 to 40 chicks from different locations around the house or brooding area. Gently feel the crop of each chick in the pen using your thumb and forefinger. If the crop is full, soft and rounded, the chicks have found feed and water. If the crop is full, but the original texture of the feed can be felt, the chicks have found feed but not water. If the crop is empty, the chicks have not found feed or water. Record the content of the crop. The percentage of chicks in each category can be calculated by dividing the number of chicks recorded in each category by the total number of chicks sampled and multiplying by 100. An initial check conducted at 2 hours after placement should yield at least 75% of the chicks with full crops. If a crop fill of greater than 95% has not been achieved by 24 hours after placement, uniformity and long-term flock performance will be affected. Additional checks at 8, 12 and 48 hours after arrival on farm are required to assess appetite development. If crop fill assessment meets the recommended guidelines, brooding procedures are correct, chicks are comfortable in their new environment, and good appetite development will be encouraged. However, if crop fill assessment is 5% or more below the guidelines, for example, 75% or lower at 8 hours after placement, it will be necessary to check brooding procedures. It is essential that houses are preheated prior to chick arrival. Air temperature, litter temperature, and relative humidity are correct. Light intensity is at the optimum level in the brooding area. Ventilation rates are correct. Check that chicks have unrestricted access to feed and water. Feeding area should occupy at least 90% of the brooding area. Feed is being replenished in frequent small amounts. Supplementary drinkers are being used. Monitoring crop fill during the first 48 hours after placement is key to a good chick start. By achieving target crop fill at specific intervals, managers can be confident that brooding practices are correct, but should monitor bird behaviour to ensure that the chicks are comfortable and that they are off to an excellent start for a productive future.